we want to invite the confirmation parents, all the parents of these wonderful kids. Can you please come on up? And also, Ben and Robert, come on up to light the candles. Thank you, confirmation parents, for bringing your children here. Thank you for bringing your children since preschool, some of them. They've been here for bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah, and keeping them here all the way through confirmation. Your dedication is our celebration.
Of you.
Thank you.
Well done, parents.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Friends, those of you who have a prayer book, if you're here tonight, the prayer books are right over there. We're going to rise now for the Reader's Kaddish on page 69. Page 69, please rise.
Yitgadol v'yitgadash shmei rabbah ve'alma divra kirtei v'yamlin malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon uvayedekol be'Yisrael b'gala uvizman ka'ariv v'imeru amen Yehi shmei rabbah b'torah ve'alhu l'man Yibara v'yishtabar v'yibrahar v'yitoman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitala shmei k'dusha b'rehu le'olam mikol mirata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechimata damira me'alma v'meru amen.
We'd like to ask the confirmation class, if you could please come now and stand here in front of the bima. Thanks. And face the congregation, please, in a big, long line. Head all the way to the flowers. Okay, now you get a little closer. Friends, this is the confirmation class who, through 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, after completing their studies in religious school, continued on with their rabbis on Sunday mornings. And we studied Torah, we studied Talmud, we studied Midrash, we studied commentaries, modern commentaries, and we did this for 3 years of devotion and dedication to reach this day. Looking at you in your white robes and taluses, you are angels in our midst. As a collection, we are overwhelmed. And as we think of each of you alone in your individual dedication, we are so proud. When you became a Jew, it was not of your own free will. When you became a Jew, your parents just brought you in, some of you screaming. And then when you were bar bat mitzvah and received the Torah as your own, you were still just a child at that day. But now you are more mature and ready with free will to make a commitment to this faith, this God, this heritage, this Torah, this people. Friends, it's time now for us to receive the Torah and to make your vow. We ask our congregation to please rise as Cynthia and Lily lead us in music. Garrett, you will be first. Garrett, please place your hand on the Torah. In doing so, do you confirm your commitment to observe its commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Claire, please put your hand on the Torah. By accepting this Torah, do you confirm your commitment to observe its commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people? Do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people? Mazel tov. Do you accept this Torah, confirming your commitment to observe its commandments, to worship our one God, to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people? Do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Miriam, do you confirm your commitment to this Torah, to observe its commandments, to worship our one God, to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people? Aaron, do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people? Ben, placing your hand on this Torah, do you confirm your commitment to observe its commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Danny, do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, and to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people? Megan, do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, and dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Jamie, do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, to dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Eden, do you confirm your commitment to observe this Torah's commandments, to worship our one God, and dedicate your life as a member of the Jewish people?
I do.
Class of 2021, you have filled us with great nachas and joy. We ask that you please stay standing here, our congregation together. Let us recite the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shema. Lecha Adonai HaGedul, HaTiferet והנצח וההוד. כי הוא בשמיים ובארץ, כי הוא בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני המלאכה, אלוהים נעשים לכל ראש. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorah. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Ba'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Friends, as is customary on the holiday of Shavuot, as customary confirmation, the foundation of so much of what makes us a people, what makes us Jews, what makes us good in the world. Tonight we will have the blessing of hearing the Ten Commandments read. Vayidaber Elohim et kol hadavarim ha'elech le'amor
Anohi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim מבית עבדים לא יהיה לך אלוהים אחרים על פניי. Okay. Do I just hold it? לא תעשה לך פסל בכל תמונה אשר בשמיים ממעל ואשר בארץ מתחת ואשר במים מתחת לארץ. לא תשתחווה להם ולא תעבודה כי אנוכי אדוני אליך אלקנה פוקד עוון אבות על בנים על שילשים ואל רבעים לשונאי ועושה חסד לאלפים לאוהבי ושומרי מצוותי.
לא תישא את שם אדוני אלוהיך לשווא, כי לא ינקה אדוני את אשר יישא את שמו לשווא. זכור את שמו השבת לקדשו.
ששת ימים תעבוד ועשית כל מלאכתך ביום השביעי שבת לאדוני אלוהיך לא תעשה כל מלאכה אתה ובנך וביתך עבדך וימתך ובהמתך וגרך אשר בשמריך כי ששת ימים יישא אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הים ואת כל אשר בם, וינח ביום השביעי. על כן ברא אדוני את יום השבת וקדשהו. כבד את אביך ואת אמך למען יאריכון יומך על האדמה אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך.
לא תרצח, לא תנאף, לא תגנוב, לא תענה ברכה עת שקר, לא תחמוד בית רעך, לא תחמוד אשת רעך, ועבדו ואמתו, ושרו וחמורו, וכל אשר לרעך.
Yasher koach, all you readers. Ruds, if you will please lead us in the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher koach to these readers, to Morris Sabrina, their teacher. Friends, please rise as we dress the Torah once again.
וזאת התורה אשר שמשה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. עת חיים היא המחזיקים בה וטובתך המאושר דרכיה תחינם וכל מצוותיך
Please be seated. Friends, we have 3 speakers today from our confirmation class. Each of them will be addressing one session, one topic of the 20-something topics that they studied over the course of their 3 years, so that each of you might get a little taste of what it's like to be in confirmation class and a little taste to see what geniuses we have in our confirmation class. Eden Glickman.
One of the topics we studied was the question every kid wonders after being exposed to the general public. Why am I not Christian? It seems so much simpler. The Easter Bunny and saying grace and being able to talk about Christmas presents. Jews have to fast so often, and all our holidays are about our people escaping death and persecution. The classic joke of, they tried to kill us, we won, let's eat, rings disturbingly true. Somewhere around the year 0, the Jews split up into 2 camps, those who believed that Jesus was the Messiah and those who didn't. Those Jews identified so strongly with Jesus that they took his last name and became Christians. We belong to the other camp. Almost all of my friends are Christian. They don't understand why I have to be home every Friday night, or why I can't eat Cheerios for a week in April, or why I check the ingredients of meat snacks every time. They don't need to. The easy answer to why I'm not Christian is because I don't believe in Jesus. But that's not the real answer. I'm not Christian because I owe it to my ancestors who survived hatred and cruelty in defense of their religion. I'm not Christian because I knew the Shema before I knew the alphabet. I was raised as the ultimate Jewish kid, the daughter of 2 rabbis. I was born into this. But today, I'm choosing it for myself. Today, when I took the oath holding the Torah, I renewed the promise I made to God in my bar mitzvah. But it's more than that. I'm making a new promise too, to all of you, to be part of this community and this people, and to myself, to be a good Jew. I'm not Christian, not because of a lack of belief in Jesus, but because of my bigger belief in something else.
Hello everyone, I'm Garrett Pearson. I would like to thank the rabbis for letting me discuss a subject from our confirmation class that was a bit spicy or risky. I will be giving you a small taste of confirmation in the lesson Language from Profane to Holy. During this lesson, we learn the power that is held in the language or words. A story is found in the Talmud where God uses less than holy language while talking to Moses, which I was surprised by. Moses went up to the heavens, and after seeing God tying crowns to all the letters of the Torah, Moses was impatient and asked God, "What's the holdup? Why can't you give me the Torah as it is?" Which is probably something you wouldn't want to say to God. God replied to Moses that in the future there would be a man named Rabbi Akiva who would end up finding many small details in the Torah that would lead to deeper revelations about the law. Moses questioned this and demanded that God show Rabbi Akiva to him. This was extremely bold of Moses because he is using words to almost boss God around. God listened and told Moses to turn around and basically teleported Moses into a classroom where Rabbi Akiva was teaching. Moses was confused and had no idea what the rabbi was saying. The students in the class asked Rabbi Akiva how he knew something about a particular law, and he replied with, "It's the law transmitted to Moses at Sinai." Hearing his own name put Moses at ease. Moses questioned God, if you have someone as smart as this, why are you giving the Torah through me?" God exclaimed, "Shitoch, this is what arose in my thoughts." We translated shitoch in class as "shut up." Moses continued challenging God as the story goes on, and once again God responds, "Shitoch, shut up. This is what arose in my thoughts." What I believe makes this story important is the power in the words of Moses and God. Moses' choice of words were enough to anger God to the point where God snapped and told Moses to shut up. Also, God ended up silencing Moses with the power of his words. As I become confirmed and become a role model for the people around me, I understand the power behind words, both words of blessing and of cursing. I also understand the power of these words comes from who is saying them and not just what the words are. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett Pearson. We're now pleased to welcome our third and final speaker, Evan Rubin.
Hi, I'm Evan Rubin. My family have been Temple members for about 10 years now. I'm just an ordinary teenager who hasn't lived very long, yet I do know how sensitive the topic of death is. Towards the middle of this past year, my confirmation class went to visit the sacred place and the special people buried at our temple cemetery. While we were there, we talked with Rabbi Sheffrin about different burial practices. Two of the topics that stood out to me were ways that we should respect the person who has passed and ways that we comfort the mourner. A huge characteristic of Judaism is respect, or kavod in Hebrew. Whether it's towards our parents, like the fifth commandment, or strangers we don't even know, it is morally good to just be respectful to them. In this case, showing respect to the deceased is just as important. Many Jews believe the soul simply doesn't vanish and is still spiritually connected to the body even after death. In Jewish tradition, there is a person or persons who serves as a shomer. A shomer's job is to watch over the person's body from the time they die to when they are buried and are entrusted by the family and small community to make sure the body is not alone. This is a huge act of respect and character. The shomer is willing to be in a room with the person they love throughout their life for hours on end, doing nothing but making sure that nothing bad happens to the body. Hearing the news that someone has passed is never easy, especially for that person's family. We as Jews are commanded to comfort those who are in grief. After the deceased is buried, Shiva, or sitting Shiva, begins. It is a 7-day-long period intended to help the mourner's grief. During this time, friends and family come together and bring food or other small gifts to wherever the family is sitting Shiva. Judaism tells the visitors to not greet the mourners with usual greetings like hi, how are you, but with we loved her, or may his memory be a blessing. And if you're not sure about what to say, don't say anything at all. It's a mitzvah just to be there in the first place. As we were finishing the class, Rabbi Sheffrin had everyone take stones and place them on graves that were there, whether it was a stranger's or someone we knew. As I was walking around, I thought of my grandma who passed away when I was little. She isn't buried in Florida, yet it still felt respectful to recall her memory. I would like to ask you to take a few seconds to reflect on someone you know who has died. Take a moment to honor their memory, to think of how they made an impact on you. As a confirmand, I am proud to know that Judaism teaches us how to honor our loved ones who have died and comfort those who are grieving in such meaningful ways.
Friends, it's time now for some very special gift presentations. I would like to please call up here now Uzi Baram and Harriet Krasnov and Rich Fine, if he's here. I didn't see Rich. Here, Rich, come on up. And also Maura Sabrina Silverberg. Sabrina, can you please come on up as well? And we're going to begin with Uzi Baram. We want to say thank you to all of the parents. The parents of the confirmation class sponsored our first beam of flowers in a year and a half. Would you look at that? We have beam of flowers. But they did more than that. They have been absolutely wonderful, these parents, for years and years and years, and the very heart of our school, our community here at Temple Emanu-El. Representing the parents for a special presentation is Professor Uzi Baram.
Thank you, Rabbi. At 13, a bar mitzvah. But if you allow me just a moment, 13 years ago, Ben and Miriam graduated from pre-K right there. And a lot has changed over those 13 years. And when the parents got together, their decision of making a gift, and it actually fills a nice gap that's been missing for a while. When my kids were little, and we parked in that parking lot, there was a basketball hoop. And so the parents have gotten together, and there will be yet again a basketball hoop. There will be basketballs, a court. There will be a bench for any bench warmers that are needed. And hopefully a lot of joy in playing. thanks to Dana Rubin, who did a lot of the effort on this. She made sure that we ordered the basketball equipment. It went through Amazon Smile, so there'd be an extra gift to the synagogue beyond the basketball. And even more so, she made sure there'd be a leaf dedicated to these classes, a gift that goes to the sisterhood, which goes to the religious school, to help the next generation of kids hopefully go through these years. And I hope for my kids and all the other kids I've known so well over these years, that you come back, look at that leaf on the wall when we get to go back in there, and when you have a chance, take a shot at that basket. It'll swoosh in with the love of this congregation for all of you. Thank you.
And we want to say thanks to the parent leaders that helped put confirmation together. We want to thank Dana Rubin. We want to thank Michelle Pearson and Amy Meese. Thank you to those three parents who were our leaders for the service today. It is now time for the temple present. You're going to get a present from the temple. You know this woman who will be presenting it. Morris, Sabrina, what do you have for our kids today?
First of all, I wanted to say Mazal Tov to our confirmants and their parents. We are quelling beyond belief. And thank you for the amazing and thoughtful gift, because you know it's going to be put to good use. At Tears, right? The minute it's going to be up. Jacob is already playing, and he's definitely going to be part of Tears. So thank you all. We have, as a token of our love and appreciation for each and every one of you confirmants, we have a shofar to herald you into the commitment of Judaism. So should we call their names on?
Just bring it to them.
Okay, I'll be bringing it to you.
So, and that was one of the lessons. Each of them learned to play the shofar in confirmation class. That was quite the session to attend, by the way. If you can imagine all of those kids simultaneously making all kinds of noises. So every year our confirmants get a gift from the temple, but new is a new tradition that Brotherhood and Sisterhood wanted into. We have our president of Brotherhood, Rich Vine, and the almost president of Sisterhood come back right here on the Temple Green in 2 weeks when she'll be installed as co-president of Sisterhood with a special gift for each of you.
Thank you, Rabbi. I was told to keep this under 20 minutes. So that's going to be hard to do, but congratulations to the confirmation classes. We have special gifts for you from Brotherhood and Sisterhood. So I'd like to call my first... I'm going to bring it to you. We didn't rehearse this part. Yeah, but we are giving each confirmand a mezuzah, which we hope will be a prominent part of your Jewish homes. So when you invite us, we'll check it out. So mazel tov to you and to your parents and families. You did a marvelous job.
All right. Well, it's time now for announcements. I believe that is the gift shop open tonight? Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu B'Shabbat Kodsho Yahava U'Ratzon Inchilanu Zikaron L'Maaseh Bereshit Kihu Yom Techila L'Mikraye Kodesh Zecher L'Tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu B'Charta V'Yotanu Kidashta Shabbat. Amen. All right, now Motzi, everybody. Motzi lechem haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer